My goal today is to recreate the entire Lilo and Stitch trailer here inside Minecraft. To complete this challenge, I'll leave a list of goals on the screen of everything we're going to do in this video, starting by building the ship where Stitch was created. Now with the ship ready, I'm gonna create a camera here and make a recording of the ship. I'm gonna add this realistic lighting in Minecraft, and now that the main scene is ready, I'm gonna transform into a smaller ship. Then I'm gonna record with the mini ships flying around here, and the first scene will look something like this. Well, now inside this ship is where Stitch is trapped. In this scene, we can see him inside a glass tube. It's not a very difficult setting to build. I'm going to place a kind of glass cage where he's trapped inside. Make him kind of green like this. Around here, there will be some decorations, like shelves, like a lab. There will be lab decoration. I downloaded this 3D model of Stitch from an add-on for Minecraft Bedrock. Last month, I made a video creating the characters. But I think the Stitch I made didn't turn out so good for the trailer. Actually, I wasn't even going to recreate the trailer. But I went to the movies to watch it. I found Stitch very funny. Then I decided to recreate it. Comment down below if you went to the movies to watch the movie too. And alright, 2 scenes are already ready. And now we have a scene in the spaceship with the alien Councilwoman, seeing that Stitch is escaping. And right after that, he ends up on planet Earth. In Hawaii, right? I built a base to be the interior part of the ship where the Councilwoman stays. So now inside here, I will decorate with tables and chairs, like a computer room, position them. The good thing is that I have this mod here, look, that I can place things wherever I want. Then I take this and duplicate it. Several computers around the room. And with all the computers, I'm going to fill it with aliens here, look, sitting at their desks. And alright, the computer room is ready. This here is the door the Councilwoman enters. So I'm going to come here, transform into the Councilwoman, and record a scene of her walking here. Well, the problem is that she's cutting off her head at the top, but we can fix that by making her a bit smaller. And now it's perfect. The camera, it catches here from behind, look, just her head, and a little bit of the room. It doesn't even show much of the room. I wouldn't have needed to make this whole room if I didn't want to, but alright. Then she walks forward and the camera also moves forward. Look how it turned out. Very cool. Well, since we're here, I'm going to play Stitch to steal the ship and escape to planet Earth. We need that red ship. I haven't created this ship yet, and I also didn't find any add-on in Bedrock. So I went ahead and built a ship from scratch in the 3D modeling app. I'm gonna go to a remote place that only has clouds. I'll make it night, add realistic lighting, and this will be kind of our galaxy. Then I'll come here and I'll grab Stitch's ship. Down there are all the builds we made. Well, I'm going to add Stitch inside his ship. Look, put him here, and after placing him nicely, I'll place a camera here, pointing at the sky, and I'll press the record button. These here are the camera lines, so I'll turn it from the back and rush to the center of the camera, which is this blue part, and perfect. From the camera's view, it will look like the ship passed right through it. Look, it looks really cool. Wow. And now all the space scenes are ready, and we can finally start making the Earth scenes in Hawaii, along with Lilo. I entered another map, and I built the setting for scene 5, which is Lilo's room. The replay part showing the build is a bit bugged, but you can tell the map turned out very pretty. Well, this is where Lilo sees Stitch's ship falling, but she thinks it's a shooting star, and she makes a wish to have a best friend. Since until then, she has no friends. I'll create a scene with a camera, and I'll place Lilo here. Yes, this is the Lilo I made in my video transforming mobs. I'll keep this look of hers with the outfit, like in the Stitch cartoon, not in the live action, because it's easier to bring cartoon stuff into Minecraft than real life. I'm already recording the scene here. She will run toward the window, and we'll look at that shooting star up there, which is actually Stitch. Then in this part where she stops here, I'll place her like this, because she will cross her arms, right, to say, please, shooting star, give me a best friend and all that. I'll just animate her looking up. Oh, I must not forget that back here, there's Nani. Before the shooting star comes, her sister, who is Nani, they were sitting here on the floor talking. I'll place Nani here sitting. Then when Lilo goes to make the wish in the trailer, the scene will have already changed. So Nani won't appear anymore. I'll just slowly make her disappear there. Look, so when they're talking, and then when Lilo makes the wish, she's no longer there behind. Right after that, the lights in the room start to flicker. To do this, you can see the room is well lit. Well, it will be night, and the only thing I need to do is just remove the light bulbs here, this one, here, and the ones inside. And then the room will already get quite dark. I think the scene turned out very cool. Her asking for help and the meteor falling on the ground with the lights flickering. But since I'm already here in the room set, later in the trailer, there's another scene that happens here in the room, which is Stitch drinking a lava lamp, those decorative lamps, and I've already marked this as scene 6. To take advantage of being here in the room, if I come here and search lava lamp, here, look, there's a lava lamp that's the same as the one he drinks in the movie, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll place Stitch here, and he'll be on the bed, holding that lamp and drinking. Here, look. I'll place the lamp in his hand, place it here, and now in the scene, it's just a matter of animating him, as if he's drinking this lamp, like this. I'll open his mouth, and later we'll add the animation of him putting the lamp in his mouth. Like this, look, he closes his mouth. The lamp is kind of colorless, but by adding the realistic lighting mod, it will glow. It'll look really cool. And now we've created half the trailer. 6 scenes are ready. Only 6 more to go. So now, let's go to scene number 7, which is when Stitch is adopted from the pet shop, where he pretends to be a dog. And alright, I already have the map here of the pet shop. I won't be able to show the process. The replay mod bugged. You even saw that in the first, when I was building Lilo's room, it was already lagging. But the important thing is that the pet shop turned out beautiful. Look at this setting, man. It's perfect. It's very lively, full of detail and decoration. It even has the cages there, look, of the pet shop, dogs and cats. So, all right, let's come here and now create scene number 7. The part of the camera where Stitch appears for the first time is kind of on the floor. Look, he'll be crouched down, sitting on the floor. I'll place him here. He'll still be in his alien version with 4 arms and antennas. But so that Lilo doesn't get too scared, he'll remove some parts. For example, he'll remove the antenna. He'll remove the 2 extra arms to look more like a little dog. This is part of his plan, to blend in with humans. And an animation where the antennas disappear. And this arm will disappear too, which is his 4th arm, right? And this one too. And now he already looks more like a dog. Actually, he doesn't even look like a dog. I don't know how Lilo believed it. The part where Stitch removes his antennas and arm is ready. But here in the pet shop, there's still another little part, which is when Stitch jumps on Lilo and licks her. Well, to do this, I'll create a scene called 7 part 2. And then here, I'll place Stitch. Here, Lilo. Well, I'll press the button to record, I'll transform into Lilo, and I'll walk forward. She'll see Stitch on the floor, she'll get scared. Then I'll create the animation of her arms lifting. All right, and she'll step back, and then a falling animation, stop recording. And now, I'll come here and press to record with Stitch. I'll stand still here. When Lilo gets closer, Stitch comes and jumps on her, exactly when she's walking backward. And now comes the slightly more complicated part. The walking recordings are easy. What I have to do now is the keyframe animation of Lilo falling on her back, like this. This part won't even show much because the camera focuses on Stitch's face. So Lilo doesn't need to look perfect on the ground because the camera will be like this, looking from above. And we come with Stitch and create the animation of when he jumps here. Jumps on top of her. The camera will zoom in on his face and I'll make the movement of him coming up here, like this, and opening his mouth to lick her. Okay, this scene turned out really funny in Minecraft. I think it was very faithful to the original trailer. And now let's go to scene number 8. And then only 4 more will be left. The next one is when Stitch rides in the car with Lilo and Nani for the first time. And then he starts messing with things with DVDs and all, scratching the seat and messing around in there. Now, for scene number 8, I built a forest with some mountains. This is to simulate the setting where the car will pass. I just need to place, like here, look, the asphalt part. And stretch the asphalt, which will be where the car will be passing. I organized it here, look, and the car's view will be literally this. Now I'll come to the scene, and I'll click here to add a replay and add the car. Stitch will be hanging here in the back, and he'll be like climbing the car to get inside. I'll already take the opportunity and start recording. The camera will be like up front. I'll just walk straight really, because later I'll do the animation. There's a scene that happens inside the car. You can tell there's no one inside yet, but I'll add the people in the car right now. First, we start with Nani. I'll place her here, look, in the driver's seat. Just adjust her position just right, like she's driving. There, perfect. And we also add Lilo. Here, look, in the passenger seat. Move her here and leave her sitting there. And with that now, the car scene already has passengers inside. Another thing I'll do is come here behind and add another car chasing them, because it's the car from the FBI officer who will be coming after them to, right, hunt Stitch. The chase scene part is ready. And then right after we have Stitch inside the car messing with everything, he takes out a DVD, scratches the seat, and throws the CD back to hit the car that's chasing them. Here, look, I already made the model. With Nani again driving, the passenger being Lilo and Stitch with the CD in hand. And what I'll do now is spend some time creating an animation of Stitch messing with things, and then the scene of Stitch messing with things here is ready. He throws it back, and Lilo pulls him back. And all right, the scene turned out really cool. And now only 4 more are left. And the next one happens at the beach. And for the beach, I downloaded this map here. Okay, I didn't make this one. I downloaded it from the internet because it's pretty big. And the only part that will matter to us is here. Look, on the beach edge. So it won't even be noticeable. Only this scenery will appear, look, with the chairs. Well, let's go. What happens first is Nani bringing Stitch like he's a dog on a leash. For this, I'll place Nani here and I'll add a rope to her hand. And tied to this rope, I'll add Stitch. Since he'll be acting like a dog, come here and make a recording of him arriving at the beach. I know it looks weird because Stitch is all stiff there. And finally, Lilo. Altogether, this part looks like this. They come down, Stitch stops, and looks at the people. This video is getting kind of long. I think I'll start speeding up. Next part for Stitch to behave. Nani comes here and ties him to a chair. He'll be like here tied up, and now here we put a collar on him. This is the dog collar he was wearing. But then you just place it here. Look, put it here and make this animation of him tearing off the collar. Here we record this part with that guy from the beach. He comes over and asks, "Hey, is he really a dog?" There Luke is sitting here and says, yes, he's really a dog. Lilo, who's sitting here, says, yes, he's a dog. And then after that, it's really cute because he shows his little teeth and barks like he's a real dog. And now the beach scene is ready. This was one of my favorite scenes. It's the part where Stitch is the cutest, literally, when he's barking. I find it very cute. And the scenes turned out really good. And now only 3 scenes are left. We go to number 10, which is Lilo and Nani's kitchen. It's a mess and all. And it's the scene where Stitch hangs on the fridge, opens the freezer door, and hits Nani in the face. Well, I didn't show the map being made because this is the same map as Lilo's room, which was bugged. You saw when I showed this one, it was all laggy. Here too is the map, where Stitch's meteor crashes. Everything's here in this same map. The pet shop. We're going to start the recordings here in this little corner. I'll press record and transform into a fridge. Yes, now I'm a fridge. I'll stay here still for a while. And now cut the recording. Look, coming here, look. Why did I transform into this fridge? Because now I simply have the freedom to animate the doors. Look, I can open this door and I can open this door. This will be really good to make the door hit Nani in the face. And now here again, we'll create a custom model where Stitch will be being held by her. He'll be making a mess and she has to hold him. So we come here, lift up, pull over, and it's more or less like this. Look, she holds him with both little arms. Now, break this here. We come back here where the fridge will be and press to record with Nani's model holding what? Now yes. Okay, I'll just stay still and the animation comes later. At this moment, he'll be opening the door, then he pulls and hits her in the face. Well, one thing is that his proportion is a bit big. That happens in the camera sometimes. They have to be a bit smaller to look better in the video. Look, like this. Now I'll just animate the door opening, and now that I've done the animation, there's just one scene I forgot, which is Stitch dragging his butt on the floor. Then it will be that scene where he starts dragging. Perfect. Now all the kitchen scenes are ready too, and they turned out really cool. Now the second to last, which is scene 11, will go back to the beach because it's a scene where they're surfing. This scene won't be very hard. I have here a 3D model I made of a surfboard, just like in the movie Red and White. And then I'll add the characters on top of the board. Just shrink them a little, add Nani, add Lilo, and Stitch. He'll be using swimming floaties. Now I'll come here and it's literally just record them surfing on a wave. I already left this wave prepared because I have a mod that, for example, if I add water here, it creates these foam particles. And then it's perfect for us to make a surfboard scene look. This one is very easy to do, smooth, and now finally we go to the last one. And this one won't be so easy. There will be a guy eating ice cream and then a portal opens. Inside this portal will be Mr. Pickly and Jumba, but Jumba in his human version, not in monster alien form. I created this little mini set here, like in the middle of the island. The camera will be zoomed in, so it won't be noticeable. It's like this, and why am I saying this scene won't be easy? Let's start here by pressing the record button and placing this guy. Who's the guy eating ice cream here? Look, he'll be eating ice cream here standing still. I put a Hawaiian outfit on Steve. I don't know if you noticed. It looks cool. I made this skin myself. Now, just position him here, sitting, right? Because he'll be sitting on the bench eating ice cream. And technically it's ready, but the hardest part is that right there, in that part, there has to be a portal, and I don't know of any portal mod for Minecraft. So I prepared a green background here, a green screen, a chroma key, and then I made the scene with the characters separate from the original scene on a green screen to merge later in editing. Well, the scene is ready. He switches from his human version to the alien version. And now the hardest part will be in the editing itself. And we completed all the scenes, and now you can watch the final result of the full Lilo and Stitch trailer inside Minecraft.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one.
What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
A shooting star! I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
What the hell?
He's so cute and fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Get down from there! Yeah.
Rough. Stitch bad.
Sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good. That was close. I don't think you're supposed to drink that.
Agent Cobra Bubbles.
We have a blue dog to catch.
No, wait!